So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
7 hours that changed everything. In the relentless grip of alien oppression, City 17 witnessed a war that defined survival. Following the Black Mesa's Incident's Resonance Cascade, which was a cataclysmic quantum event in the Half-Life world, after Dr. Gordon Freeman inserted a Zen crystal sample into the anti-mass spectrometer, a machine used to analyze exotic materials from other species, located at the Black Mesa Research Facility, which is a scientific research complex built out of an old Cold War launch silo in the United States. A string of catastrophic portal storms ravaged Earth, scattering Xenian life forms everywhere. These Xenian life forms came from planet Zen, which is the borderland, a plane of existence connecting two or more universes where most alien species in the Half-Life series migrate to, after the Combine, which we'll get back to later, had taken over their worlds. This planet is ruled by Nihilanth, the supreme leader of the alien forces, which is the main antagonist who is responsible for invading Earth after Gordon Freeman caused the Black Mesa incident. This ruler is later killed by Dr. Freeman himself. These Xenian life forms, which scattered across the Earth, caused the planet of the people to flee into cities in search of safety from the massive extraterrestrial assault, but even this was insufficient. Before long, almost every government on the planet was on the verge of collapsing, with one newspaper stating that their resources had been depleted in the attempt to bring back peace on Earth. Drawn to Earth by the dimensional split, the infamous Combine, massive transdimensional empire spanning several parallel universes, invaded the planet. Little is known about the Combine's goals, but it is assumed that their ultimate ambition is to assimilate the entire multiverse. With this massive force, in under 7 hours, they took the human population by surprise and defeated all of its armed forces, such as they were. The United Nations Secretariat building in New York, which was the executive organ of the United Nations, was reported to have been heavily damaged from projectiles from space during the war, suggesting that the Combine may have used orbital bombardments. Dr. Wallace Breen, the former administrator of Black Mesa, found a means of direct communication with the Combine during the war. While it wasn't specified how he spoke to them, it's fun to imagine that he walked up a hill and started dancing, shouting, giving the middle finger until all the raging death machines around him would stop attacking in unison, turn to him, and sit down to hear him speak. Another interesting theory is that he likely planned the Resonance Cascade, meaning he was in cahoots with them since the beginning, and maybe the infamous G-Man
Wake up.
was the middleman. Then the UN gave Breen permission to use all available means to negotiate peace with the invader extraterrestrial empire. By saving the rest of mankind at the expense of their liberty and free will, Breen was able to broker a truce. The Combine then named Breen interim administrator, a post that amounted to nothing more than that of a political puppet master. At the end of the 7-hour war, there was a negotiation that amounted to a little more than an appeal for mercy. Following the battle, the surviving humans were concentrated in rearranged city centers, and the surrounding lands were home to animals that originated on different planets. Because of this, the outside of cities and other areas became extremely dangerous, if not completely fatal, for both human life and the remainder of the planet's natural wildlife. All of the remaining Earth was reduced to uninhabitable wastelands. Within the ruins of the man-made infrastructure, facilities such as Nova Prospect, which was an old rundown prison transformed into something much worse, quoting Alex Vance, were established with the intention of altering human beings, wiping out their memories, and assimilating them into the Combine's labor force and armed forces. The Combine also started to take use of Earth's water resources, as witnessed in washed-up boats and where piers stand empty on the shorelines that were formerly inhabited by Earth's oceans. Since the portal storms were no longer raging on Earth and they could no longer use Zen as a connection, the Citadel, a gigantic Combine megastructure located in the heart of City 17, the Combine's headquarters on Earth, acted as the lone connector between the Combine overworld and Earth. The Combine overworld is the Combine's assumed original homeworld and the world from which the Combine launches their invasions of other worlds from. However, this has not yet been confirmed, and it may simply just be another world conquered by the Combine and not actually the homeworld of the Combine organization. Keep track how many times I say world this video. Since taking control of the planet, the Combine has enforced a suppression field that prevents human procreation. They push this idea with propaganda, convincing humans that it only suppresses the urge to reproduce and it will be deactivated once humans prove they no longer need it. The suppression field's main effects are to bring the human birth rate down to 0 by prohibiting the formation of certain protein chains important to the process of embryonic development, as Dr. Kleiner states in episode 1, making it impossible for conception to occur in any form. This effectively ensures that the humans currently alive will be the last generation to survive. As a result, no children can be found on Earth by the time of Gordon's arrival after 2 decades in his prolonged stasis following the Black Mesa incident. Remarks made at the train station as Gordon Freeman arrived imply that the Combine has been drugging the people by adding something in the water to make you forget. The G-Man mentions the war briefly at the start of Half-Life 2, telling Gordon Freeman that all the effort in the world would have gone to waste. Most people agree that this sentence alludes directly to the war, the creation of Dr. Breen's terror state, and the causes of Freeman's stasis. Theoretically, following the events of Half-Life, neither Freeman nor the human species could have done anything to preserve Earth from the formidable forces of the Combine Empire, even after his victory at Black Mesa. After an unspecified number of years, the Combine had solidified its rule, and this is where Half-Life 2 picks up. However, certain information from the official Half-Life 2 Episode 1 website suggests that the game takes set about 20 years after the events at Black Mesa. This amount of time makes sense given how the characters in the series age between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. This period of time recounts how Alex Vance, Eli Vance's child, has grown into an adult from the events of the first game, in which she was still a baby. And remember that reproductive suppression field? Yeah, this is the reason why there's no children in the game overall. But because of that damage the Freeman's actions in Half-Life 2 caused the Citadel, the suppression field is rendered inoperable. In a broadcast of City 17, Dr. Kleiner ordered everyone to go out there and mate after taking down it. Alex comments on the unusual nature of this directive, asking Gordon, is Dr. Kleiner really telling everyone to get busy?
Is Dr. Kleiner really telling everyone to get busy?
Much time we have.
You're right. We don't have time to watch TV.
Fun fact, a propaganda film reminiscent of Breencast was supposed to show the 7-hour war, or more likely a replay of the event, during the events of Half-Life Alyx. Even though this was eventually removed from the game, the retail edition still has the data related to the sequence, which enables for the reconstruction of the scene with some handiwork. I will show you a restored version of this film, which was built with using new still images and deep learning upscaler. This is a rough video mock-up made by Valve that leaked either with the first release build of Half-Life Alyx or through update leaks to other games like Dota 2. It would have been a Breencast where Dr. Breen would indoctrinate citizens with a twisted lie about how the Combine came to rule Earth. The narrator is David Spire, a veteran Valve employee, and various placeholder assets are either reused from Half-Life 2 or remade fan assets of Half-Life 2 beta enemies, most notably by DP Films.
My name is Dr. Wallace Breen. I'm here to talk to you about a very serious and dangerous matter: science. Science can be wonderful. It can feed us. It can heal us. But it is also a weapon. And in the wrong hands, human hands, it has been proven deadly. As time passes, truth can deform into myth, and myth into lies. So let me reiterate the truth. The arrogant men and women of Black Mesa are directly responsible for the near destruction of our world. And yes, to my shame, I was among those men and women. I tried to stop them, but they refused to listen to reason and logic. It was their human science that triggered the resonance cascade. It was their human science that opened the Zen portals, that unleashed the Vortigaunt horde upon us. The horrors that still overrun North America, the Zen infestation in the quarantine zone, are all because of their human science. Our world was not equipped to deal with monsters. If it were not for our Combine benefactors, the entire Earth would have been lost. Yet those same individuals who beckoned those horrors into our world fought the Combine, resisted them, and began the so-called 7-Hour War. Humanity bit the very hand that came to help. And because of that, it was necessary for me to negotiate Earth's complete surrender. I am not a man of faith. My God is reason and logic, and through those we must conclude and understand. Science is a temptation that leads us unto destruction. It is the one sin that can truly damn us all. Human science is not outlawed to punish us. It is outlawed to protect us. Let us help the Combine to help us. Thank you, and thank the Combine.
A few canonical errors with this. First, Breen refers to the Combine as the Combine, whereas in every other Breencast, he refers to them by their official title, the Universal Union, or our benefactors. The Combine name is a slang term that citizens made up because the Universal Union is like a combine harvester. It eats up everything in its path for itself and leaves the world behind in ruins. Breen has only ever referred to them as the Combine when mocking rebellious citizens or when speaking of the Combine behind their backs. Second, there are hunters present at Dr. Breen's signing. Hunters were never used in cities and remained unknown to citizens until episode 2. Hunters work in more rural environments as the Combine's agile alien attack dogs. But that marks the end of this video about the 7-Hour War. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, like, and make sure to subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you. Mr. Stawiki out.